I know I'm showing up how I want to show up when I'm genuinely grateful. Because gratitude brings me to presence. And I believe that life is about being as present as possible, day to day, moment to moment. Present in the good things, present in the bad things, present in the easy times, present in the hard times. Present mentally, physically, and most importantly, present spiritually. Hello and welcome to the Gratitude and Growth Podcast, your compass for a grateful and growth-filled life. I'm your host, Sarah Mittich. I'm an actor, a transformational life coach, and the founder of Gratitude and Growth. But above all, I am a wildly curious person, and I have spent over a decade researching and studying the worlds of mindset, somatics, spirituality, and self-discovery. All to understand why we do what we do, who we innately are, and how we actually become the person that we want to be. So whether you're driving or walking, or just taking a break from your day, thank you so much for being here and for joining me as we explore what it is to be a human being in this lifetime. Hello, and welcome back to another episode. So I had a client actually ask me the other day, how do you know when you are who you want to be? And I thought this was a really fascinating question that I wanted to bring up on the podcast too. And my answer to that is I have these 4 commandments, or these 4 values, these 4 truths, sub in whatever word resonates for you. But I have these 4 behaviors that I know when I am living in them, that I am who I want to be. And it's taken me years of self-awareness, of doing the work, of studying myself, that self-observation, that self-inquiry, to come up with this list of 4 things. And so the first one is be grateful. This should not come as a big surprise to people, considering my entire brand is called Gratitude and Growth. But to be grateful. I know I'm showing up how I want to show up when I'm genuinely grateful. Because gratitude brings me to presence. And I believe that life is about being as present as possible, day to day, moment to moment. Present in the good things, present in the bad things, present in the easy times, present in the hard times. Present mentally, physically, and most importantly, present spiritually. So gratitude is the fastest tool I have to bring me to genuine internal presence. So that is my number 1. Be grateful. When I'm grateful, I also don't take things for granted. I don't take my life for granted. I don't take people for granted. I don't take opportunities or experiences for granted. I appreciate it all. And when I'm operating from a frequency of appreciation, I know I'm operating at my highest frequency, because that is the frequency that I know as love, and love is the highest vibration on this earth. So be grateful. If I'm grateful, that's number 1. I know I'm showing up as me. The next is be humble. Now, this one's interesting. I have had an interesting journey with this one. When I say be humble, I don't mean let people walk all over you. I don't mean keep your mouth shut, keep your head down, stay quiet, stay invisible, be a people pleaser. And I operated like that for a very long portion of my life. But then I was like, okay, that's humility. I don't want to be humble. And I kind of swung the other way, if I'm being honest. And when I really started to do the work on myself, I started to develop a spiritual ego, a personal development ego of, okay, well, I'm doing the work on myself and these people aren't, so now I'm better than them in some capacity. It wasn't always so harsh, but this is just me distilling down the experience. But I did. I swung from people pleaser, keeping my mouth shut, to a little egotistical, being like, okay, I am owed something. And let me just say, life has a way of humbling you. It really does. Because whenever I thought I had like made it in any aspect of my life, in any aspect of my careers, personally, professionally, life has a way of kind of pulling the rug from under you to remind you that there is no point of arrival, that we are all one, that you are not better than anybody else, and no one else is better than you. My biggest revelation with humility came one day. So I'm a big believer to live from your experience of life, right? Especially when it comes to the spiritual things. Live from your experience because words don't always do it justice. And so my experience of this life is very true and very valid. This is my experience. But then I realized there's 7 billion other experiences on this planet. And they're all valid and they're all true. So who am I to say that your experience isn't valid or true? Who am I to say that my experience is better? Who am I to say that my experience is more right? This is the kind of humility I'm talking about. It's to be humbled by life, to allow yourself to be humbled by everything in this world that's greater than you. To be humbled by the fact that growth is never ending, right? Be grateful, gratitude. Be humble, growth. Just when you think you've made it, a new experience will come. And you'll be tested on everything you've been working on. Whether that's you spend time alone, you heal all of the wounds that you had, or that all your triggers that you created in a previous relationship. And then you get into a new relationship and it's like, whoa, I thought I fixed all this. I thought I worked on all this. That's just life. The growth is never ending. And so I know that when I'm humble, when I'm not thinking I'm ahead of anybody else, I know I'm me because it keeps me in perspective. It keeps me open and it keeps me loving of everyone in their own experiences. It keeps me more accepting. And it keeps me curious. And that's also a superpower. The next truth, value, commandment is be kind. You know, there's a quote, and I Googled this. A lot of people attribute it to Plato, but we actually don't know who said it. And it's, be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a battle. I have lived both sides of this. I have been treated so unkindly when I was at my lowest, and people didn't know. Or, you know, the person causing it or treating me that way didn't know, but I didn't feel like explaining to them. I didn't think that I needed to justify any of it. And so I've been there. And that's always stuck with me. And so I just try to treat people with as much kindness as possible. And I try to give that lens of grace that you never know what someone is going through. You don't know what's going on in people's lives behind closed doors. And someone may seem even defensive and reactive and judgmental and living from fear, but hurt people hurt people. That's what I've learned. And so I actually try to give as much kindness to the people who maybe are even hurting me or trying to hurt me or trying to trigger me or judging me, because they probably need more kindness in that moment because of whatever they're going through. And you get what you give. Give kindness, you will receive more kindness. It's also very simple. Not that your action of kindness needs to be transactional or you need to give for something in return. I've learned that just giving kindness without wanting anything in return brings you even more to your life. So we have be grateful, be humble, be kind. And the fourth one is, and live. And what I mean by that is have the courage to live your life. Whatever that means for you. That's different for everyone. For me, I feel most alive first thing in the morning. When I wake up, the sun's not up yet. I literally watch the world around me wake up. I hear the first chirps of birdsong. I watch the sky turn from dark to that beautiful indigo, and then as the sun comes up, I'm journaling, I'm in communion, I'm meditating, I'm doing yoga, whatever it is, but I feel so alive in that moment. I don't mean alive in terms of chasing something, of, going out and getting hammered, getting trashed, this, that. That to me isn't alive. That might be for you. But that to me is more of an escape. Do I sometimes feel most alive sharing a bottle of wine with my partner and watching the stars come out? Yeah, for sure. But just have the courage of whatever makes you feel alive. And have the courage to live the life that you want. Don't settle for a life that doesn't fulfill you. What sparks your creativity? What sparks your passion? Follow that. That is your soul trying to create something. That is your soul speaking to you. The things that light you up the most. Don't settle for a life of fear and a cage that isn't even yours. Live. Be bold enough to live the life of your dreams, whatever that takes. And that means that there's going to be days where it is a bit more of a grind, where you are working, where maybe you're working more than if you weren't living the life of your dreams. But on those days, it's all worth it because you're creating something that you know fuels you, lights you up, and allows you to light up this world. So those are my 4 commandments. Be grateful, be humble, be kind, and live. Have the courage to live. When I'm acting from those places or acting in those behaviors, I know I'm who I want to be. Because again, I'm present, I'm here, I'm of service, I'm kind, I'm curious. So I want to leave you this week with your little mini challenge. This week, think about what your truths are, what your commandments are, what makes you feel like you. Start investigating that. And then investigating is one part of it. How do you live these commandments? Literally, physically, how do you do it? So for gratitude, I literally write out gratitude every morning. It's one of my practices, but it's also just a ritual. And I try to lean on gratitude even in the hard times. To be kind, I will literally map out if I'm going into a meeting where I know I might be with somebody or something might trigger me. It's like, okay, how can I bring kindness into this? How can I practice humility today? Okay, I know my ego's really going to love this. How can I practice humility today? How can I live? How can I feel more alive? So all of these. So step 1 is investigate what your commandments might be, your truths might be. And then how do you actually live them? Right? Because there's always that gap between intellectual understanding and practical execution. And it's the actions that bridge it. All right. Signing off with something I'm grateful for and something I'm growing through. I'm very grateful for my partner. He is such a gift to me. He is so supportive, and he has been my area of growth. He has been the biggest mirror, because romantic relationships usually are. And so I'm just so grateful for the support, but also the growth that he instills in me. And it's so nice to be in a partnership where that growth is acknowledged, accepted, and understood and given grace. So I love him very much, and I'm so grateful for him. And something I'm growing through. Right now, I'm growing through a new kind of acceptance of authenticity. I don't really have all the words for it yet, but I continue to grow in authenticity. And as somebody who puts myself out publicly, I always meditate on what that is. What is authentic? When am I being authentic? When am I not being authentic? What's motivating certain things? And so I'm having a new understanding of authenticity, and I think that's going to be my growth for a little bit, and I'm here for it. Okay. Thank you so much for tuning in again this week. As always, stay grateful and keep growing. Bye for now. Thanks so much for tuning in today. If this episode resonated, send it to someone you love. And please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And hey, if you leave me a review on Apple Podcasts and you send me the screenshot, I will send you a free guided meditation called Gratitude for Growth as a thank you gift for supporting the show. Your reviews, subscribes, likes, comments, shares really help me get this content out to even more people. So your support truly does go a long way. You can find the form in the show notes or at www.gratitudegrowth.com. And I hope to see you back here soon as we continue to explore this wild and beautiful thing that we all call life.